It's my pleasure now to welcome in Gerina Piller. Gerina even today, 1 under for the tournament, 1 shot back going into the final round. Overall thoughts on today? I know front 9 was where your birdies were, back 9 a little bit more of a grind. Your overall thoughts?
I feel like I was more in control with my long game, and kind of got my driver figured out and hit a lot more fairways today. So out here, it's a huge difference from getting on a green regulation than chipping for birdies. Putting for birdies is a lot better than chipping for birdies. So I just felt like overall today I was just kind of just more patient, I felt, with my swing, and just put myself in position and hit some really good putts. And there were some bogeys coming in, but I'm a firm believer of you get some and you lose some, and I think that I made some really good par saves, and it's hard to make them all.
Sure. I've been asking the girls leaderboard watching. I'm sure I've asked you before, but have you been doing it? Do you usually do it? And how important is it with so many players within a short space together? Is it to you to do so?
I wouldn't say I'm either or. I think with tomorrow, the course demands enough where I think I don't need to be paying attention to anything but the course and the shot at hand. It's just because if you get your mind off of what you're trying to do, it can easily sneak up on you, and so tomorrow I'm just going out there and just sticking on my game plan, hitting fairways, hitting greens, and just putting a good stroke on it.
You said earlier in the week, I hope to be back in here talking to you guys. Your confidence is at an all-time high. Coming into this week, did you really foresee yourself being in this position going into tomorrow? Do you do visualization going into a major or any week in specifics?
Beginning of the week, the way my ball striking was kind of squirrely, I probably wouldn't have said I was here right now. But I feel like that I don't have to have my best game to compete out here, and so that's very comforting. Especially this week, it was just kind of squirrely and kind of didn't know where it was going. I'm used to seeing it go right to left, and I was kind of hitting like a little cut, and so it takes a lot to really trust to aim left and allow it to go right, because I'm usually opposite of that. So I'm learning a lot this week as far as just trusting what I have, and it is good enough.
Did you made any tweaks going into the week or mid-round or in between rounds? Sounded like you were making changes.
Just yesterday, I just went to the range and I was trying to correct my little fade and cut, and my caddy, he's been great through all this. He's like, you know what, we just got to pick a good start line tomorrow, and you just got to let it cut. And I did that today, and I trusted it, and it worked really well.
All right.
Describe and compare the feeling that you have being in contention now with that first time at the LPGA Championship in Rochester. Just how the feeling is different. I'm more comfortable. I'm more comfortable seeing my name up there. I'm more comfortable just knowing that I don't have to hit it perfect. If I miss a green, I've gotten up and down a million times, and I've made long putts for par. I've made long putts for birdie. I've made a par from missing a fairway, so that's very comforting. When I played really well at the LPGA Championship in Rochester, there's still, at the time, there was still that doubt in the back of my mind and kind of protecting. You kind of want to hold on to things and grip it a little tighter, and so I feel that there's not as much worry in my golf game now.
Go ahead, Steve.
We talked earlier in the week about how this place was a ball striker's paradise, and it fell right into your wheelhouse. Tomorrow in the final group, do you feel like you have a decided advantage because you are such a good ball striker?
For sure. I feel like with the way I hit the ball and my length, and let's not forget, I feel like I've been putting really well. So, I just get on that putting green, and I think that I can compete with anybody.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You didn't take up golf till you were 15, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
So, first of all, what took you so long to have golf in your life, you think? And when you look back on it, you getting better every year. It seems like you're getting closer to that win. Is any part of you wish you would have started earlier, or are you kind of happy with the course you took?
I played probably every sport you could think of growing up, minus tennis. I wish I would have played tennis. I don't know why I didn't. I was actually even a cheerleader for 1 year. I don't know. I just from New Mexico, golf probably isn't very popular, and I don't regret anything. I loved playing baseball with the guys. I was a pitcher and a catcher, and nothing brought me more joy than to stand on that mound to warm up, and you could see the little boys talking over there like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit a home run," and I would kind of egg it on. I'd kind of lob it in there, and then when I get to the plate, I'd fire it in there and send them back to the dugout, tail between their legs, and I just loved it. It was just so awesome. I think that looking back on it, my baseball swing has helped and somewhat hurt my golf swing, but I think it's a really big part of how I generate speed, and it doesn't look like I'm swinging hard, but it's just very efficient. I just loved volleyball was my sport. I would drop golf in a heartbeat for volleyball when I played in high school and in middle school. So it's just the fast pace, intensity, and it's just so funny that I went from that where you're basically yelling at the other team when you spiked it down their throat to golf where you have to be very quiet and you can't say anything.